right, I always regret trying to record something at a train station because there's so much noise. Why am I doing this? I don't know. But I'll just say this one thing. I should probably just say one thing and bail out. Because even the jingles and like what even. One thing I've seen all over Yokohama that I didn't see in Fukuoka or Tokyo are these little workstations. I got to assume they must have them in Tokyo. But they're these little boxes. Whoa, that one's loud. Come on, that's like rattling the fucking, what is that? Oh, this is like a different train. A Series E259 for any train spotters. It looks really cool. There's a front of the train that looks like one of those dinosaurs with the big fucking bone in their skull that smash into each other. That's not a useful description. Anyway, it's this little box that you spend. It's a little expensive. It's like 275 yen, which again is about 275 in Canadian. And for 15 minutes, and it's like a workstation. You can go sit in there with your laptop, I guess, and just do work. And I see them all over Yokohama, and I've never seen someone use one. I don't know, just interesting. And I just noticed, what the hell is this? If I peer out of this station, I'm at Ofuna Station. If I look out, there's like a big stone head out there, like 2 stories up, poking out of a mountain. Big white stone head. What the heck is that? Should I be going to explore that? Maybe I should. Instead of waiting for this train, I could just bail out right now. Alright, here's a test. JR East free Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very scant still in Japan for free Wi-Fi. Can I get Wi-Fi and find out what the heck this thing is? It appears to be
local train bound for Hiratsuka.
Ofuna Kennonji. It's a Buddhist temple. Ofuna Byaku Cannon. It's probably just a temple. I probably don't care. I guess that's how you can tell I've been in Japan for a while, right? I can see a giant magical fucking huge stone head poking out of nowhere. Fuck it. I'm gonna go see what it is. Fuck this. I need to know what this goddamn thing is. It's so big. I've never noticed that before at all. I've been to this station a bunch of times. Anyway, yeah, so you can spend $275 for 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, for like an hour sitting in there would be over $10. That seems like a lot, and I wonder how soundproof it really is, because these stations are so loud. It doesn't seem worth it, and and hence no one uses them, and I'm not curious enough to actually go test one, but I see them all over the place. Alright, I've exited the station, and I guess, I've been through this station a number of times, Ofuna Station, but I've never actually exited here. So I guess it makes sense that I never noticed this big statue head, because you do have to kind of peer between the tracks. Because, I mean, I think is it just another Buddha head? I don't know, the face looks kind of Buddha-y, but it's wearing a shawl that looks like almost Virgin Mary-ish, which obviously it is not. But it's definitely different looking than I've ever seen before. And now that I'm outside of the station, I can see that it is just the top of a statue on top of a hill. Oh, and there's some people walking by it. But it kind of gives the impression, especially from inside the station, that it's like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's about how big it would be if it were standing, if it were the full body. It's weird that something like a Buddhist shrine, like I still never wrap my head around what religious sites mean in Japan, how it does mean different stuff, or it doesn't have the same like pious significance that it might have in North America. But it seems odd because it's like a tourist trap for a religious site. Which, I mean, I guess it worked, right? I mean, I guess it got me heading that way. Geez, though, getting across this road is tough. I think I actually have to. There's like a big walking overpass, but I missed the entrance to it. I never take the elevators, but I think I gotta take an elevator. I don't know how else to get up in here. You know, I only don't take the elevators just because I don't want to take up a space that someone else actually needs, but nobody's using this elevator. But yeah, actually, I think this kind of ties in to what I had on my mind for today. I mean, first off, me stumbling over my words and stuff is not just because of the loud station. I'm wiped today. Whew, man, I'm tired. And it's like, I don't have any excuse. I'm not sick anymore. I'm definitely over that. There's no like outside noises keeping me awake. I'm just a bad sleeper. I just stayed up too late for no good reason. And it's weird too when you're tired because it kind of goes in waves where I'm like, actually I feel fine. This is fine. But then the next wave will hit me and I'm like, whoa, actually though. And then that passes and it's like, oh no, I'm fine. You know. But I guess that kind of contributed to this sense of confusion I'm going to yammer about, where now that I'm right at the end, you know, I'm really coming to the end. Less than a week left in Japan. And it kind of leads to like a bit of decision paralysis. Oh, here's a map. All right, there's an Ofuna Botanical Garden, Ryohoji Temple, and Ofuna Kenonji Temple with the big head. Is where I'm at. So yeah, I think we'll just go to that temple, and that'll be that for around these parts. But yeah, with limited amounts of time left, I just get so confused about what I want to do. It's like everything, it's like everybody trying to push through a door at the same time. It's like, I could go back up here, I could go back over there, I could go to this, go to that. Like technically I could get back to everything short of Fukuoka. I could go back to whatever stuff I've already done in Japan. But it would be a long journey for a lot of them. It would take the whole day. And it's like, well, which one is really important? Which one do I really want to do? And isn't it an excessive amount of traveling? And like, maybe I should just fucking relax. Maybe I should just calm down. Maybe I should kind of do nothing, you know, just let it go. You know, this has been a fine trip. I've done plenty. Just don't worry about it, just let it go. And then when you're tired, additionally, it's like, yeah, especially maybe I should let it go. Fuck it. Maybe I should just do nothing. And I think there's something to be said for that, you know. It is just continuing to try to grasp on. It's like, it's over. You know, there's a part of me that just kind of like, I kind of wish I was just over now. Get rid of the decision. Let's just get out of here. Let's just go to the next place. Let's just stop trying to squeeze in every little thing I can out of this trip. But it will be over soon, and then I'll wish I was still around here. And I just think what just happened here with this temple is a perfect tiny representation of the larger phenomenon of like, if when I first got here, seeing a giant statue head floating in the sky, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm all about that. I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go see what that is. What the heck? That's so crazy. That's so weird. It's so magical and dreamlike and strange. Where at this point I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's just another temple. What do I give a fuck? Like I really have been here a while. The timbre of things has changed. The magic is wearing off a little, and like I kind of got to make myself go squeeze in these last drops of things, experience these last bits of things. And then I'm always glad when I do. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I don't guess it's hard to even say what it is I'm trying to say, because I do think there's also a certain sense to like, yeah, maybe you should just let it go though also. Like, just relax about it. Don't make such a big deal about it. There's only a few days left. Whether I do stuff or don't do stuff, it really doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? In the grand scheme, it's fine. Geez, I can't figure out how to get up to this place. The obvious route was not the obvious route. I have to walk around to the other side. But yeah, I got a little extra vim put in me, a little pep in my step in a weird way. Oh, here's an arrow pointing to something. That can't be a bad thing. But yeah, I was talking to my friend Matt, and he was hoping he could come visit. He couldn't swing it at all while I was here in Japan, but he thought if I was in Korea for long enough, maybe he could. But he already used his paid vacation time this year, so he was hoping he could just get his job to let him take unpaid vacation, just a little time off for travel. And unfortunately, that is not possible. Here we go, a ramp upward. There is a no sign. I assume it just says no, like scooters and stuff. But let's see if we can find out. Yes, no vehicles except people who work here. Fair enough. But yeah, that would have been cool, but also Korea is kind of the great unknown. And my plan, I figure since I'm just going to be in Seoul and I don't know anything about the surrounding areas or anything about anything, that is going to be my time to chill a little bit. I got a mega cheap Airbnb. Instead of this compulsive exploring like I've been doing in Japan, my plan is to just chill. If I don't do fucking jack or shit in Seoul, that's fine. I'll still soak in plenty inadvertently. My plan is to convert from mega explorer who gets nothing else accomplished to guy who actually does some other things. But we were saying if we can arrange in the future to come to Japan at the same time, that would be super cool. And I was like, yeah, dude, I mean, I got it figured out. You know, I'm figuring stuff out. Like to the west, there's all this hiking. To the south, there's these fucking surfers. I showed him the picture of the surfers. I just watched the surfers the other day. And basically just talking to him about that and about potentially being in Japan in the future. Because the first time I went to New York, I was with him. The first time I went to Amsterdam, I was with him. Every time I've left Canada for the first time, it's always been with Matt, except this time. But I could be prepped, whatever he wants to do. You want to do Tokyo stuff? I know a bit about that. Want to see some hiking? I can show you how to do that. Want to go to the coast? I'm fucking exploring that literally today. But that kind of put that pep in my step of like, oh yeah, I really, you know, I think it is fine not to force it, not to just desperately squeeze every little drop out. Because whatever, you know, at some point you just gotta chill. But I should still, it was like a little reminder still to appreciate that I am here, that I get to do this. I have the privilege of just walking around and not having to ask my job for time off. So even if I'm a little, like I'm running a little ragged at this point, I've been here a long time, it's starting to feel less automatically exciting. Today specifically, I'm just dang tired. I'm leaving soon and I kind of just want to move on, you know, put it out of my, remove the decision fucking paralysis of what am I doing today. But it gave me that little boost of like, yeah, but you are still here and it is still awesome. And like all you got to do is just give yourself a little push and it'll be cool. All right, I got to the top of the hill and it's 300 yen to get in and see the big head, which that'd be fine. I actually don't know if I have 300 yen on me. But I'm just not gonna, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. The big stupid head. I legitimately don't really care about the temples especially, but even the shrines, they're wearing out a little and whatever. I can even just hear my voice. Like, I think I'm like stumbling over words more. My pronunciation's going. I really am tired today. What the fuck? Anyway, easy plan for today. Let's get back to the station, get back to the easy plan. Just to walk up the beach. I think I'm basically gonna start from where I stopped yesterday. Oh, that big building on the hill that I saw, by the way, was a castle. Was a Tommy castle. You're supposed to take like a rail car up to it. And then you see a cool view of a Tommy. Apparently it's pretty sweet. So that's what that was. But all right, yesterday I bailed out at Ninomiya Station. Today I'm gonna go just one stop east of that, Oiso, because Oiso Beach is right there. And then I'll try walking along that, probably just to the next station though, because then there's a river that gets in the way. Then I'll probably hop back on the train, skip past Chigasaki, because that was the stretch of beach that this time of year, it's January right now, it wasn't really open. They were doing a lot of beach maintenance with big construction vehicles. So that would take me to Tsujido, which is a little walk down to the beach, but then from there, it's a really nice view of Enoshima Island. See if there's more surfers today. And I'm just going to walk down that beach toward Enoshima. And then Enoshima seems like the tourist trap to end all tourist traps, so I'll probably swing by, maybe, see what that's like. But I could keep going down that beach, also bailing out at any time. Who knows? It's really amazing how easy it is to get to the coastline from Yokohama. Like, it's probably pretty easy from Tokyo too, but that would still add a chunk of time. From Yokohama, it's incredibly easy. Like, from whatever the random ass station is that's by my Airbnb, Ishikawacho station, I just hop on that train. It takes me to here, Ofuna station. And then from here, just one more little ride, a few more stops, stop wherever along the coast you want to stop. It's really the equivalent of if you just took a bus across town in any normal city. That's about how long this journey is. It's very easy, very short. Unless you go all the way to Atami, it's also pretty cheap. It's only a few dollars. It's really fucking cool, man. Yokohama is extremely well situated for getting to all kinds of places. Even, I think, obviously getting to West Tokyo is easiest if you're in West Tokyo, but it seems like it's actually easier to get to West Tokyo as well than the line from, if you leave from central Tokyo, it's kind of a shit show. All the trains are really crowded and fucked up. Where from Yokohama, there's trains that go straight to Hachioji, and it's just like, there you go, just hop on that train, no problem. Yokohama is the land of wonder. It's fucking really cool. All right, let's go head to the fucking coastline and see if that wakes me the frick up. Gets my brain fucking moving. And even if it doesn't, hey, who cares, man? Just walk along the beach as a half-asleep drone. That could be worse things to do with your life. Holy moly, it's a nice day. This is ludicrous. So I'm at Oizo Station, O-I-S-O. And I was going to wait till I got down to the beach to fire up my old recorder, but I just wanted to turn this on real quick because, this is just your classic little small town. Real small, actually. It's much smaller than I expected. Super quiet. Like, very much nothing going on here. One little teeny strip of stores here in front of the station, and that's about it. And there's some kind of a Western style house I can see around the corner. But the way a lot of these other seaside stops, I got kind of turned around and confused at Kozu and Atami of how to get... Here comes the train. I got a little confused about how to get to the seaside. But not here. As soon as you leave the station, there's a big overhead archway that just says Oizo Beach. So, don't mind if I do. Don't fucking mind if I do. All right, down to the beach. Pretty windy day, but very nice out still. And yeah, nobody here. I saw a surfer when I first got to the beach, but now it's just the occasional fisherman. Nice empty walk along the beach. I can see that Enoshima place way off in the distance now. It's quite a ways. Am I gonna actually make it there today? I don't know. I'm starting to think not, because it's like, yeah, here we go. Nice empty beach, just what I want to do, next to the big ocean, all beautiful. But I am on another earth. I think I'm even more tired than I thought I was. It's nice because, like, I don't feel it in the sense of, like, I don't have a headache or anything. I don't feel bad. I just feel dopey. I just feel stupid. But then I was thinking, like, what did I do to stay up? It was like, I'd already been up a bit too late, and I was like, I should go to bed. And then the culprit was, it could be anything. When you're just looking for reasons to stay awake, not having the internet is a weird blessing. Like, when I first came to Japan, and a lot of my Airbnbs just didn't have internet for stretches of days, I definitely noticed it. It's like, wow, I feel like I'm back in the early 90s where you just go to bed because there's nothing to do. And when you wake up, you just wake up. You don't check your phone. And it's like, man, what a weird feeling. There is just like a little hook always in your cheek when the internet's around. So it could have been anything, but what it was specifically last night was there's this Australian band called Ocean Grove. That's one of my favorite bands. But they're not like extremely well known. They're just an Australian like nu metal band, basically. But they rose to prominence during COVID, really. So all of us fucking groove metal fucking aficionados have been rocking out to their last couple albums throughout COVID times. But then they finally got to tour, and it was so cool. I'd watch like fan videos. I saw this one that was like a pretty good fan recording of them playing in Prague, you know, just at a small club. They're not like an extremely popular band or anything, but they were just talking about how cool it was to finally go on tour and play all these songs, and everyone's singing along to songs that they've never had a chance to play live before. And it's like, yeah, that is pretty cool. But I found like an actual professional quality live show that I hadn't seen, and I was like, oh, fucking sweet. I've never gotten to see them play live with pro sound, you know, not just as a fan cam. So I watched the whole stupid thing. But it was awesome, you know? I'm just in my little fucking Airbnb room, nicely just in the Airbnb with no one else there. So I could just fucking rocking out, you know? Just rocking out in my little room, just like, fuck yeah. And it's like, would I have wanted to not do that? Of course not. I wouldn't want to not have that experience. So what's the solution? There's none, you know? Either I could go to sleep earlier and I'd feel better today, but then I wouldn't have had fun last night. I just want to do both. I just don't want to have to go to bed. That's the only solution. That would be my favorite superpower, to just be able to never go to sleep and just stay awake all the time. I mean, in cases like that, I probably wouldn't even need an Airbnb, you know? I could just wander the earth forever. Just like, I'll just stop at a coffee shop and I'll just keep walking, and then I'll stop at this park and then I'll just keep walking, and I'll just go to the next place and keep walking. It'd be the best. Oh, there's some more people up ahead of me. Yeah, at this point too, the highway has receded away. So it's up over a hill, behind some trees. I can't see it, I can't hear it. It might as well not even be there. Just me and the waves. Oh, and I was gonna say I can't see Fuji today, but yeah, there it is. There it is. Poking out behind some other mountains. Whoa, big wave. Shit, that one almost got me. But yeah, this is kind of a funny way to be finishing up my time in Japan, where I just like slowly make my way up the coast. Yesterday I was exhausted because I was getting over food poisoning. Today I'm exhausted just because I stayed up rocking out to Australian nu metalers, fucking Ocean Grove, who are awesome, by the way. But you know, I might do the exact same thing I did yesterday. Because yeah, like this walk is going to be broken up by the Sagami River. So basically at the next station, because I scoped out the bridge on the way by, it's pretty big. I mean, I probably could walk it, but it's definitely a traffic bridge. Well, I was gonna say maybe I'll just bail out again, you know? I could just split this up again, whatever. Finish it tomorrow, but I'm actually almost there. I'm not that far from that station. Maybe I will sally forth with the day. I don't know. Either way, though, I think this is a good way to finish things off in Japan, is to just kind of reduce the scope. You know, that decision paralysis I was talking about, like just never mind it. Just reduce the scope of what's left to do. Don't try to go back to all the places and do all this stuff. If all I do is mosey up the beach for the next few days, hey, whatever, dude. I was thinking, as far as places in Tokyo, like I have kind of had a pretty good dismount to the different places I like, where I just saw a fucking fish jump out of the water for a sec. But as far as Ome goes, You know, I walked along the North Ome hiking trail. Delightful. Did that a couple times each way. For the South Ome trail, I fucking slid down the side of a mountain and got a ride to the station from a construction worker. I mean, you can't get much better than that. What a ridiculous way to do that course. And then for the walk along the river, the day that I bought the homemade marmalade, and then I had to go back to get the can that I accidentally left. I mean, that's a pretty sweet day. That was good. And for Akigawa, the last time I was there, speaking of Mount Fuji, that was when I realized there was a view of Mount Fuji near there that I'd never noticed before. So that night, I stood outside the 7-Eleven near there, and I just stood there long enough that it was like the little time warp happened. I just seeped back in time. Because I was back there this time. That's where I stayed, where I was right by the train line, and there was loud trains going by. But I actually didn't spend that much time in that neighborhood. I mostly spent my time there exploring the area around there. That's what I went to. Musashi Itsukaishi and Kamine Park and the fucking falls and everything. So I didn't actually spend a ton of time in that actual neighborhood. So just standing there eating, just soaking in that corner. And it's like, oh yeah, I do feel like I'm back. And then the sun was going down as I stood there. So it was dark by the time I got to Akigawa Station. And I remember at that station, I was actually standing in that station waiting for a train. I was watching something on my phone. And it was just enough to kind of take my mind away from the present, to sort of forget where I was a little bit. And then I looked up and suddenly realized I was there. Just one of my favorite little places from the first time I came to Japan, just that train station in that neighborhood. And I had that little moment of like, oh shit, this is it for this trip. I'm not going to be back here. And I got that nice little nostalgia, fare thee well feeling. Got the little lump in my throat. So I had my pretty much perfect platonic goodbye to that neighborhood. And as for the city itself, for Tokyo in general, really it's just that stretch from Oji Station to Naka Itabashi, which again, I've done that walk quite a few times. It'd be fine if I don't do it again. But I think if I'm gonna go do anything again, let's just reduce the scope. Not have too much pressure, not have too much stress on this remaining trip, because there's just not that much time left. If I'm gonna do anything else, I think it's just that. There is a train from Yokohama Station that goes right to Ikebukuro. I could do that with no big problem, but again, it's okay if I don't. I was thinking with that, because they're saying it's supposed to rain, but it sure doesn't seem like it. It is so beautiful today. But theoretically, it could rain today or tomorrow or whatever. There's been almost no rain on this whole trip. So at this point, if it rained every day till I left, I wouldn't even care. I've had so little bad weather on this trip. Would almost be kind of cool to go for a walk in the rain, to experience some rainy Japan, because I really haven't had that at all. It's been the luckiest weather of all time. So that's my weather plan for sure. If there's a day with bad weather, then I'm totally gonna go into Tokyo, up to Ikebukuro, and do that walk in the rain. I think that'd just be cool. And if everything just stays clear and beautiful, then we'll see. I'll do it or I won't, whatever. I think though that's the only thing left on my itinerary, is maybe I'll go back there, do my final send-off to that neighborhood. Besides that, this is it. Fuck it. Just walk along the beaches and fucking bail out at intermittent times if I find that I'm just not up to it. Then I can just come back the next day. Who cares? This is it. This is good. I'm also at that point now where it's like, it doesn't really matter if I have extra money. I can just get it changed. But I'm going to try not to. Last time it was incredible. My dismount was so perfect. I had just some assorted change in my pocket. A few little yen coins, various, I don't know, probably less than 100 yen. And I had less than 200 yen on my Suica card. was like, holy shit, I can't believe it. That is nuts that I pulled that off. That was unrealistic to double that up. But yeah, I'm basically just putting things back in the drawers. Metaphorically speaking, putting stuff back on the shelves, organizing things, just getting ready to exit. It could be too that, I found that pretty much any given neighborhood, I pretty much always am sort of in one spot a little too long. You know, it's like I really kind of see what there is to see within a few days, and then I'm still there for another week. Kind of a little unnecessary. And you could say that about Japan in general. You know, if I can get the 90 days, I'm obviously going to stay for the 90 days. After the entire flight over here and waiting all this time with COVID, of course I'm going to take the whole 90 days. But 90 days probably it's kind of a lot, you know? It's probably 10 or 20 days a little too much or whatever, you know? Or whatever. I mean, you could have an incredible experience in Japan in 2 weeks, in 1 week, you know? I just do a lot of meandering and going nowhere. But this is at the point now where it's like, wow, I've really been here for so long. It's like, it's a little silly. But that's all right, you know? It's like, this is all just bonus time. This is the little time at the end that it's like, hey, I got food poisoning. Oh, well, no biggie. I don't quite know what to do with myself. That's fine, no biggie. I see some people down the beach. It looks like it might be a wedding party. I am not sure. But I'm also pretty lined up with the station, so it seems like a perfect time to get off the beach. Just to not interrupt whatever they're doing, because also I need to head up north anyway to get to the station. But yeah, basically it's weirdly stressful to just try to determine what to do with myself. So I just won't. I'm just doing nothing. I've done it. It's done. I may go back to Ikebukuro one more time. If it rains, I definitely will. Otherwise, we'll see. And then that's it. Things seem pretty straightforward with South Korea. I've only done a little research, but basically the Suica equivalent over there is called the T-Money card. I can use it on the subway. I can use it at convenience stores. Gotta get cash out of an ATM, then go buy a T-Money card, load her up, and probably have an approximation of what I've been doing in Japan. Now, given that there is a highway here, how do I get out of here? It's not a given that I just necessarily can. A little beachside Buddha statue who does have the little winter cozy on his head. Nothing in particular left at this shrine, though. I have nothing for you, my man. Oh, and here's a grave of a dog. That's sad. Oh well, 2010 to 2022. That's a good run. That's the first thing like this I've seen in Japan. Somebody just making their own little pet grave. I gotta assume that's probably not encouraged in general, but this is, I guess, a pretty empty beach. The only dog name I know in Japanese is Hachi, which I think also means 8. Because there's a manga called Nana, which means 7. The girl's name is Nana, and one of the jokes is that her friend calls her Hachi. Not only because that means 8, but also because she's kind of a dimwit. So it's like kind of a joke to say, like, you're sort of like a dog, you're sort of dumb. Hey, Hachi. So rest in peace, Hachi. 12 years, that's a good run for a dog. And a dog's life in Japan, I don't know what's better, a dog's life or a cat's life. I've said before how it seems very exciting to be a cat in Japan because the terrain is so exciting. But it seems good to be a dog too, because you get pampered times 2 around here. Oh, good. There is a walk light, which I just missed, but this is my means of escape. To Central Hiratsuka So yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna go up to the station and then we'll see. Either I'll continue on this plan or I'll do something else. I don't know. This is a particularly meandering episode, but I guess anyone who's still listening to this podcast, I think it's safe to say you're probably all right with that. Well, you know, as I walk down this is a really nice stretch to this station. It's so quiet and just such a nice little, like even just a couple of stations over from here, I did this same walk from the beach to a station a couple stops east of here, and it was way busier. And yeah, I'm just walking down this nice calm street. I just stopped at I saw one of these vending machines yesterday that had all these little cookies that I'd never seen before. One of them was like cappuccino cookies. But I had no money yesterday. I had no coins. I spent the only coins I had on, I don't even remember what it was called now, some weird Coke branded tiny energy drink in a can. Or still don't know what it was. I guess it wasn't an energy drink. It was like, I think like a Gatorade thing. I don't know what the fuck it was. But anyway, I had no coins. So I couldn't get one, but I saw that machine and I just got the little cappuccino cookies and it's like, yum, yum, yum. And I was just thinking, this has been pretty delightful. It's still relatively early in the day. All I did was take a train ride to a beach and walk along a little beach and, but how much do I have to do in a day? That was good. It was fun. And I've had so many days on this trip where even like that same day, I'll be laying in bed and think back and be like, Jesus, like all that stuff that happened today, that was all today? It's like days and days and days worth of stuff. I mean, really being stuck in my hometown during COVID, it's weeks and weeks and weeks worth of stuff, worth of experiences that all happened in one day. I'll just be like, I can't believe how long some of these days are. I cannot believe how much stuff would happen in one day. Like it's out of control. I had that thought many times on this trip to Japan. So now, fuck it, why not do the opposite? As we wrap things up here, let's just do half a day. I'll just continue this journey tomorrow, because again, I'm just trying to fill the time now, fill up the last few days. Hopefully it doesn't start raining, but if it does, then maybe I'll walk to fucking Enoshima in the rain. Whatever, fuck it. I still will not be surprised if it doesn't rain though, because it is still perfect. Still just freaking perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna get to this station and mosey on home. And really, this is like a more responsible amount of stuff to do in a day. Obviously, when I get to South Korea, I will do exploring and stuff and looking around, but this is much more, I think, more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Responsible level of like, yeah, go a little distance, go to one little place, go see a little something. But then, still save some time in the day to do something else. For just weeks and weeks and months now, I've just been cramming every day almost with just exploring around. And it's like, it's a little much. It's going to be cool once I leave Japan to listen back to all these and edit these podcasts and remember all this crap. But this isn't really sustainable behavior unless this literally was my job. If this wasn't just a hobby thing to make a little podcast. Because yeah, all I do is I've just spent this whole time in Japan just traveling all day, every day, just going to every little corner of every little place. It's getting ridiculous. So yeah, let's time warp to tomorrow. Because today I'm going home and going to bed. Oh, here's a little thing. Still the same day, not the next day yet. How I was saying that those little station booths that you can rent out to do work in the subways, that I have never seen anyone in one. I saw two. One out by the coast and one here back by my Airbnb. I just saw another guy in one. So ask and ye shall receive. Just claim that something isn't getting used in Japan or that you've never seen somebody in a particular space, and then they'll be in it. So there we go. People do use them. There you go.